Look at this motherfucker right here. Take a bite out the internet. Choppers. You want to treat me stupid? I'll treat you stupid, you buck-toothed motherfucker. Just childish, I know.
They're a little childish.
No more childish in that fucking video he made. You can still grab your food. Fuck you. You know something? I'm going to start out with an important topic right here. All right, let's cut all the silliness out for a second and just let's be real about things, because we are in a very urgent situation right now. Everybody knows, and it's not a surprise to anyone, that as of Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday, they passed net neutrality. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was Wednesday. It was last week at some point. Net neutrality was, the repeal of net neutrality was passed. And I'm talking about this now because I was going to let it slide, because I already talked about it, and a lot of people are, you know, it's in every headline. A lot of people are up in arms. A lot of people are scared, nervous, and whatnot. Some people are actually happy, if you can believe that. But I've had some people who are calling me like somebody just died in my family, or like I just got diagnosed with cancer. Hey, man.
You all right?
How you hanging in there, man?
We're going to beat this.
Yeah.
You're strong.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm here for you. Or some people have called me who have admired what we do, and they said, you know what, I'm going to be just like you guys, and I'm going to get my stuff together, and I'm going to start doing a similar thing. I'm going to start doing my podcast, start doing my video podcast. And I got a call, it was like 2 or 3 days ago. I ain't going to say who it is, but they called me. Man, I just bought this shit. I just bought these cameras, man.
Oh, no.
Man, what happened to me?
Oh, you got to tell me who that was.
Man, I just spent my savings on this shit, and then you took it away. Like, calm down, man. Calm down. What we gonna do? I was like, calm down, man. I was like, nothing as of yet. A lot of people who hear about this is the thing about not knowing the details of this. I did an interview for the Chronicle here. Martin actually sent this guy my way. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I said in the beginning that I tried to establish is that there is no need for alarm right now. Everybody thinks that somebody just pulled a switch or pressed a button and everything's going to be gone.
Right. Nothing happens overnight.
No.
But what is the timetable? That's the question.
You can't say what the timetable is, or you can't say what's going to happen. That's why I understand people being afraid, being nervous, panicking. But, you know, truth is, we don't know. And even people like myself who try to keep up with this and be well informed, I don't know everything that's happening. I don't even know all the details that have gone into this, and I've read about this stuff back and forth. Now, that's not to say do not stay vigilant, do not be defensive, because the people who are behind this are some of the most ignorant-ass people out there. There's still dubious means to this. There's still shady reasons why this wants to be done. And really, the people that are doing this, the people that are putting this in place, the whole repeal of net neutrality, they just think low of us, man. They just think we just stupid.
Who is us in this scenario? The American people?
The consumers,
okay.
The American people, the people who use the internet, the common person. They think that we just stupid. They like, well, as long, you know what? Never mind. This video can say everything that needs to be said. Everything you need to know about the people behind the repeal of net neutrality and how they feel about us is summed up in this one video right here. Now, before you I put this on, it features the guy who went in and is actually the mastermind behind this.
Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth right there. Ajit Pai with that big ass Reese's cup. I hate the goddamn this dude right here, man. This guy just does not get it. And he's not the only one. He is the face of this that they've put up there, but he is not, I say mastermind, but he really is not the one that's there. He's probably the dumbest one that's involved in all this. He's probably the one that they just put out there as a stooge. And if you don't believe, if you don't believe me, Martin, if you still have faith in the people who are behind the repeal of net neutrality, then you need to take a look at this, because this will change your mind.
Here are just a few of the things you'll still be able to do on the internet after these Obama-era regulations are repealed. You can still gram your food.
Oh, he's hip, Martin, not Instagram, Martin. You can still gram your food, man, and put it on them books.
You can still stay part of your favorite fan community. You can still drive memes right into the ground. And everything else you ever did on...
Fuck you, man. Wow, seriously, fuck you. This guy has reduced the internet and net neutrality to, well, hey, you can still do all the stupid shit you did before. First of all, fuck you for the Harlem Shake. An internet trend that's 5 years old, that was probably the most annoying internet trend to happen within 24 hours.
Sure.
Fuck you for that, man. You know, these are the people who are telling you how to run the internet or how to consume the internet. People who are 5 years behind.
Well, listen, to me, the most obvious thing is that this thing is all about like, hey, listen, after we've done this, you can still do these things. It's like, well, I could do it before. So what are you offering me as a plus?
You know,
because I don't see what the benefit is. If you're telling me, oh, I can still do some of the stuff I did before.
Oh, Martin, the benefit is you can still do the Harlem Shake. Fuck you. That's like somebody, they can look at them like, this is what annoys me about this. This is somebody who's telling us about the internet, somebody who's actually, who's going in and they are controlling the future of the internet, and they've reduced it down to this. Mm-hmm. This is like your granddaddy walking to the party and doing the Macarena. Kids they still do this, right? Yeah. These are people who are so ignorant about the internet, they're 5 years behind, but yet they're going to tell us not to worry. But the whole point is that you missed the point. And before we even move on from this, one of the most interesting things about this is that also they are not telling you who is in this video. For one, there's a girl here who was a big proponent of Pizzagate. One of the girls
really?
A girl that actually was pushing this whole thing. Pizzagate is that whole conspiracy theory where there was a DC pizzeria where they were running. It was said they were running a child sex ring, and they pushed it so to the point where one of these crazy people went into this pizza joint with a gun, and this girl that did it is Martina Marcota. She's a reporter over at the Daily Caller who was responsible for putting this video out.
Oh, okay.
And another thing to take note here is that the Harlem Shake guy himself, DJ Bauer, said, "Hey man, take that shit off."
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And in some places it's been removed. And this, putting people in there like this girl, Martina Marcota, these are people who are some despicable people, and they're putting them together to again tell us what our future should be with the internet. But the whole thing with it is that they're missing the point. And I shouldn't even have to explain that, but this whole thing of being able to go in there and put funny videos and Instagrams of food and believe me, I see it all the time. We don't eat. It's like when people used to sit down and pray before eating dinner.
Right.
We can't eat until my wife takes a picture of our food. Amen.
You got to pray to the phone.
Yeah, we can't even take a picture. So I get it. We do a lot of dumb shit on the internet. Probably some of the dumbest things we've ever done in our lives. Our kids are setting themselves on fire. Mm-hmm. People like climbing high rises and skyscrapers and falling to their deaths, all for likes. Yes, a lot of stupid shit is on the internet, and yes, we'll still be able to do it apparently, at least for now. But the Daily Caller, the FCC, and Ajit Pai have all reduced the internet to just doing meaningless things.
Right.
What they haven't done is that they haven't taken into account that, they're going to be putting people out of business. It's going to be costing consumers more. And
yeah, you can still do all that stuff. You just have to pay twice for it.
Yeah. And there's innovation that's going to be stopped. Everybody's talking about how a lot of innovation that has been done has been because of entrepreneurship that's happened on the web.
Oh, well, they frame it completely different. They said there'll be more innovation.
Hey, you know what? A fair thing to say is, who knows? But the way they are putting it right now is they are talking down because the average consumer, this is all they do. Meanwhile, they don't want to let you know that if they throttle, if broadband is throttled by ISPs and telecoms, and only the people with the deepest pockets can afford faster lanes, that is going to put small entrepreneurs and businesses out of business. It's going to, or else it's going to cost people more, or people are just not going to be able to proceed with what they want to do because the cost of innovation will be higher.
Sure.
They don't tell you that though. No, they won't tell you, but you can watch Game of Thrones. You know why? Because fucking HBO can afford the faster lanes.
Right.
You know, it's but that being said,
yeah, what's the good news?
well, a lot of people are saying, well, again, you know, what's going to happen? Are is this the end of it all? To reiterate again, we don't know, but at the same time, a lot of people are going to be reading headlines. They're going to be reading news, and all this stuff is going to be to bait people into reading, to clicking, and to because fear sells. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be worried, but they're not going to tell you a lot of things. A lot of articles will, but a lot of articles are going to be like, the internet is dead, net neutrality is dead. What does this mean now? Are you not going to be able to get your shows and whatever you want to do? Is your business going to suffer? At this point, no. Right after it happened, things just did not get shut off, as we said. At this point, this is a bureaucracy. Nothing gets done in time with government. Hell, we got to stand 6 hours in line to get our driver's license.
Nothing gets done right away.
Nothing gets done right away. And there's no telling how long it's going to take for this, because there are so many challenges that are in the way of net neutrality going away. And one of those being that there is a lot of bureaucracy to go through, Congress is getting involved. Well, it has to go through Congress before anything else can happen.
Okay.
I'm looking here. This is theweek.com, and you can see where they're talking about how certain politicians are getting involved on the side of net neutrality. They have here, and I'm looking at the second paragraph, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat, New York. They say on Friday that he announced he intends to force a net neutrality vote under the terms of the Congressional Review Act. And he says, it's in our power to do that. Sometimes we don't like administrative rule changes, but now we can use the CRA to our benefit. And we intend to. And he intends to do that on the side of net neutrality. With Congress, as some other challenges that people are going to face as far as politics go, is the states are going to have their say. And a lot of states are going in and they're saying, you know something, we're going to just put a lawsuit in. And I'm looking at Slate right here, and Slate says that attorneys general from Washington, Illinois, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Oregon, Vermont, the District of Columbia, and Massachusetts have announced plans to challenge the FCC's net neutrality appeal. There's a quote here that says there's a strong legal argument that with this action, the federal government violated the Administrative Procedure Act. And that's from Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson. And he says, we will be filing a petition for review in the coming days. So it's not like they can just put this in place and every politician just said, okay. There's a lot of people who are opposed to this, and it still has more stages to go through before anything can be put in action. And a lot of those people are powerful people, including the businesses themselves. Netflix they went immediately online along with other big content providing players. And Netflix said that we're disappointed in the decision to gut #net neutrality protections that ushered in an unprecedented era of innovation, creativity, and civic engagement. This is the beginning of a longer legal battle. Netflix stands with innovators, large and small, to oppose this misguided FCC order. Now, they might be bringing in lawsuits themselves, but they're saying, hey, y'all had a lot of people come in with influence on this decision, and bitch, we got lobbyists too. We got influence too. Motherfucker, we Netflix.
Yeah, but the question is, where does Disney fall on this?
and the thing is, Netflix is talking. Everybody like, man, fuck. And they look behind them and see Amazon. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, man. And Amazon, along with some other big players, as I've said, they've come in and this is from IndieWire. And I'll just read it here at the top. They said that public interest organization Free Press was first out of the gate and has already announced its intention to jump into the fray. It is likely to be joined by several other public interest, civil rights, and digital rights interest groups, and possibly some trade lobbying groups like the Internet Association, which represents pretty much every major internet company you've ever heard of. That includes Facebook, Google, Pinterest, Reddit, and among others, Amazon. So when you get the richest man in the world sitting there talking about bullshit, you fucking with my money now, you know. That's when people start to get up and listen. That's why I'm not too much alarmed from this. And on top of that, there's a little bit, hey, the story gets even thicker, man. More intriguing. This shit is turning into like a soap opera now because there's mystery. Because there's these names. I like the way Carla's like, oh. Ooh, the plot thickens.
Who is Ajit Pai?
Yes. And people are saying, man, y'all had a lot of comments on the FCC saying, yep, net neutrality, gotta go. And then somebody said, okay, who? Oh, well, you know, people. man, you know.
A lot of people saying
yeah,
stuff.
People, man. Yeah. Who? Give me some names. Give me that goddamn list. And they look on there and they see names like Patty Duke.
Oh.
Patty Duke has been dead for over a year. And that's her son, Sean Astin.
And why would she be for it?
Yeah.
Even if she was alive.
Yeah, Sean Astin. They caught him with TMZ and they asked him about this. They caught him, you know, they always catch him walking out the airport.
I know. all you want to do is get in your rental car and get home after a long flight.
He really was. I mean, they did him wrong because he's trying to say something. I was going to play the clip, but he ain't got nothing to say. This man is just tired. He just want to get an Uber and go home.
Comments in the name of your mother? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, my brother wrote a big tweet. People are looking for something concrete.
Man, he been smoking on the plane.
I just want to get home.
Yeah, man. He had a joint in the bathroom. Probably had some drinks on the plane, and now he's trying to say something smart. They trying to
something concrete. They want to.
The CFC.
No, sir, Mr. Frodo.
Hey, what's that? Oh. But he even said on TMZ, they have the papers where they show his mother's name and his brother, Mackenzie Astin, who wrote the tweet, said, hey, Ajit Pai, FCC, today my mom would have turned 71, but she didn't because she died in March of 2016. Can you please take the time to explain to me how she made 3 separate comments in support of ending hashtag net neutrality more than a year after she died? They even say, you know, They asked Sean Astin, they said, so are you planning on suing the FCC? Like, man, I'm fucked up right now. Ask me that tomorrow. But, you know, there could possibly be a lawsuit. I mean, I'm not saying that they'd win, but sure would bring some bad press to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the only one. Shit, in fact, they probably go in there and find up some made-up names like Ed Nigma and Humongous. I said that. Riddle me this. How the fuck did I say that?
It's not much of a riddle, actually.
Yeah. Riddle me this. Take my name off that shit. Good day. You know, this is and there's still hope that is out there. You know, people are looking at ISPs and they're looking at the telecoms and they're like, hey, you know, we're going to have our speeds tested regularly. We're going to be watching you for shady business practices because the whole claim by net neutrality is to say that this is going to give people more exposure to the practices of your internet service providers and, you know, the big telecoms out there. They're going to show you that they on the up and up. Okay, you said that. So people are like, we watching, and the biggest of people have teams on this situation watching this. You know, another thing is that they might not be coming for people like us in a way we might not be worth it and worth it at the same time. You know, our content delivery network is on Verizon, one of the biggest players in this whole net neutrality repeal. One of the ones they say stands to benefit from this, along with AT&T and you know and Spectrum and Comcast, and you know, being that we're on their network, they might see us as somebody that's a customer, and they don't want to lose our money. You know, maybe me by myself is nothing, but with thousands upon thousands of hundreds of thousands of people on their network, they don't want to mess that up. The big war that they say could be a possibility might be between the big telecoms and the big content providers and social media. And we're talking about, again, people like Netflix, Amazon, Facebook. You know, those are the people with the deep pockets that are able to shell out big money, not putting smaller people out of business and getting nothing at all. You know, I think that common sense from a business standpoint, and even from a marketing standpoint, says that it doesn't do anyone any good to put smaller people out of business. So, you know, when you think about it that way, again, there is no guarantee of anything. Nothing has been done yet. It's a waiting game to sit back and see what happens.
Well, what about that whole idea of them setting everything up on tiered packages?
Again, who knows? I mean, every question you probably ask them is going to be like, I don't know. You know, that's the thing about it. I mean, I can provide you things that will let you know that there are hurdles before them repealing it, and to put people at ease, thinking like it's gone next week. And I appreciate everybody, but nobody knows.
Okay.
You know, that's one thing I can guarantee, Martin. I can tell you this: you can still do the Harlem Shake. Hey, Martin, we can still do this. Ain't you happy? Fuck you. It's insulting, man. It's insulting. Bucktooth motherfucker. I didn't want to be mean about it, but hell.
He got some choppers on it.
He got some choppers on it, man. I said I won't come in and be mean about this, but shit,
come on.
You want to treat me like I'm stupid, I'm going to talk about your dumb ass. Ajit Pai. I just fucked up. That's what you did. Look at this motherfucker right here. Take a bite out the internet. Choppers. You want to treat me stupid? I'll treat you stupid, you bucktooth motherfucker. Just childish, I know.
They're a little childish.
No more childish in that fucking video he made. You can still grab your food. Just goofy, man.
I know.
Just goofy. That's the thing about it, man, is that this guy is just a corporate tool. And I hate to be that way, but you know, that's what he is. He is a corporate tool and you look at him and you see that video and then you see him sitting around. This is what really makes me mad. Sitting around that goddamn Reese's Pieces mug in the middle of court. And you look at that and it's like, man, this is a guy who...
You're not taking any of this seriously, are you?
No. Drinking a mug of M&M's. You know, this is a guy that either doesn't care to the point that he's a true villain, or he's just so dumb that he doesn't really know what he's doing. I'm going to say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You know, this is a guy who, either way it goes, he's getting paid and he doesn't have to care. And his ignorance of what's going on right now is a little bit of, I don't know what's happening. And you know what?
But I'm sure it's going to work out well for me.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I'm getting paid. So that is why I'm telling you at this point, even though I say we don't know what's going on for sure, and even though I'm saying that there's a lot that's going to be happening before anything ever and truly indeed goes into effect, you still have to stay on it. You still have to stay vigilant. I know that you laugh sometimes saying like writing your representative and it's not going to do any good. Making calls is not going to do any good. But they're saying now that this might be a big point with this transition of power, that Democrats might take this as a campaigning point. Mm-hmm. And if enough people speak up, A call is just a call. An email is just an email. But if it translates into a vote, then that's when they listen. And at this point, with this turning into a big campaigning point for both parties, it's something that you really do have to be engaged in if this is something that you want to see not happen. So, but for right now, I imagine for a good long while, everything will just go as is. So, and I'm sure if something will happen, with the way the headlines are today, we'll know. So
that's true, because there's somebody dying to write about it.
Yeah, every day people are putting a headline up to scare people, and that's fine, and people should be. There's a certain advantage of ignorance where people get more alarmed because they don't know what's happening. Because if you probably did know, you probably would not be as active as you are and vocal as you are. But stay in there and let people know that you are not pleased with this, because as you saw with that video right there, they don't care and they don't really know. And it's even though it might take a while, it'll be a shame if things did change. And I can't afford for that to happen, and I know a lot of people out there don't want it to happen. So there you go. Any questions, Martin?
No, because whatever I ask you, you're going to say, I don't know.
Ask me a question, anything. I'm seeing you puzzled about something.
All right. What's the soonest this could take effect if everything went their way?
I'm not sure. I didn't know. I'll be back with you.
Thank you for your candor.
You better be glad. You better be glad I didn't do what I wanted to do. Hey, Corey, how soon can this take effect?